What's up, everybody? It's your boy, StephenMotivate. We're back again with our friend and yours, Mr. Troy Selberg. And, we're excited because today we're going to talk about a little alcohol, bourbon, and we're going to talk about Troy's Whiskey Tango group and about how, you can have something that's talking about bourbon, and which everyone loves, but it can also lead and have a different purpose behind it, which is networking. And tell us a little bit about this, Troy. Tell us how you've formulated this thing and, how you've taken bourbon, something people like, and it's got something happening on the backside of it.
Yeah. Well, Stephen, everything is about networking, right? Mm-hmm. It's about relationships and how you build those relationships. And most people have a wall up. Mm. And if you're a salesperson, you're very familiar with those walls as you walk into a business and try to sell something. And the person has the wall up and they're like, you're trying to sell me something.
Yep.
Well, we as individuals all have a wall up too, right? So as people try to build a relationship with you, you can feel it.
Yeah.
And you can go, hold on, what's this person? Why is this person trying to connect with me?
What are they doing?
What do they want?
Yeah.
They're wanting something, right?
Yep.
And so that's really the 300-pound gorilla in the room is how do you get the wall down so true relationships can happen? Call it networking, if you will, but it's truly about how you build relationships and use bourbon to do it.
Wow, that's awesome. So one, before we even dive into that, when did you learn, how did you learn that everything is about relationships?
Well, so I grew up in NASCAR auto racing.
Okay.
Right? And it truly is about relationships.
Yeah.
Relationships with employees, relationships with sponsor partners, all that matters. And how you build those relationships is almost an art. And it can be done through a number of different ways. Today, I want to talk to you about bourbon and how you can turn bourbon and the passion of bourbon, as hot as it is today, into a way to get the wall down and a relationship to happen. And no, we're not talking about getting somebody drunk where they
and get the wall down. Really.
No, that's not what we're talking about, right?
But that's pretty interesting because, relationships are everything. So it's like we can't just go to folks with the data, go to folks with spreadsheets and have all the features or all the benefits. It's more than that. Like, I guess the point is, even though you might have the best thing or the best, as entrepreneurs, maybe you want somebody to invest in your thing and it'd be nice to know them. But what you're saying is that it's more than that. You need to have a relationship with people.
You truly do. And so first thing you need to understand is how people give and receive communication, right? So some people are very audible. They like to hear it.
Yeah.
Some people like to see it.
Yeah.
Some people like to read it, right? So we talk about video and how that really connects with people so well because it touches all the different senses to be able to get that message across.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing better than video than true life and being in front of somebody.
Yeah.
Right? And if you can get in front of somebody and put a show on and get their attention, they're going to pay attention and business is going to happen.
Wow. So that's what you're doing with Whiskey Tango.
Yeah. So Whiskey Tango Charlie does three things. We educate people, and we do that by training them to be bourbon stewards. We entertain people by doing podcasts and other type of interactive videos that help people understand the bourbon lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right? And then we do tastings where we go to country clubs and restaurants and private homes, and we perform a tasting in front of them. So we're not educating people necessarily on bourbon. we're educating people on themselves.
Yeah.
So we teach them their palate. So I have to ask you, Stephen, what kind of ice cream do you enjoy?
Okay, what kind of ice cream? That's a pretty cool question. So probably my favorite ice cream, and this comes from me being with my grandparents. Growing up, grandparents from Gary, Indiana. We'd go up there for the holidays. There was usually 3 selections you got to pick from. It was either chocolate, vanilla. Sometimes they had like the mixed one, or I think it's the mixed one. The mixed one was like, and I don't know what they called it, but it was like chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry. So I forget what that one was called.
Napoleon.
There it is. The Napoleon. That's what Grandma had. And so I wasn't a big fan of chocolate, but I liked the strawberry and the vanilla. So what I would do was I would essentially, I'd take the Napoleon and I'd try to move as much chocolate off to the side, and I'd try to get as much strawberry, and then I'd, of course, but strawberry,
right? So would you agree with me that if everybody enjoyed vanilla ice cream, it would be a very vanilla world?
That's right. It would
right?
be. Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah.
We all enjoy something different. And it was great how you described why you enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? So bourbon is the exact same way. Not all bourbon is enjoyed by everyone.
Yeah.
It's all different.
Okay.
So it's very important that you learn about your palate. What you enjoy, what you don't. Do you like rye? Do you like wheats? Right? Do you like things that are sweet? Do you like things that are tart? Right? And once you understand your palate, then you better understand what bourbon you enjoy and what you need to pick. Social media it's a great thing, and it's a double-edged sword in being evil too.
Yeah.
So there are podcasters out there right now, and I won't pick on any particular ones, that will actually show you a bottle of bourbon and say, this is the best bourbon ever made.
Yeah.
And this needs to be poured down the drain, right? And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
What they should be saying is, this isn't my palate.
Right.
I don't enjoy this one.
Wow.
Because of whatever it is that their palate is. But we're in a very subjective world, and there are people that are like, I like this, and you should like it too.
Right.
And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
So what Whiskey Tango Charlie does is we teach you about your palate and what you enjoy and how to walk into a liquor store and pick out what is best for you.
Yeah, not just what's advertised to you, not just what's, the biggest brand or what the biggest podcast might tell you to drink. You need to actually understand, how does your palate work? Because everyone's palate is different. I think that's really cool. So Whiskey Tango Charlie does that. So while you're teaching folks, what else is happening underneath the surface while you're teaching people about their palate?
So that wall that we talk about starts to come down. And it's not because they're drinking the alcohol, because when you're tasting, it's only a half ounce.
Right. So you're not getting sloppy drunk. You're just having a taste.
You're having a taste. And when the people that you're entertaining start to pick up on, I've never been shown something this way. They go, you don't do this for a living now, do you? And you go, no, I'm a corporate business coach by trade.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, please expand.
Yeah.
And that's where the relationship starts.
Wow. That's awesome. I mean, that's genius. Because it's like, you knowing what you know and having been through what you've been through, you understand that, 1, people are important. 2, you got to get to know people, and relationships are important, like we just talked about. So why not find a way to make that happen in a setting or in a space where it's not all defense, or it's like, I don't have time for anyone to get to know me right now. But if you're at a tasting and everyone's calm and like, what else are you here to do anyway? Enjoy the bourbon, but it naturally leads to a chance for you to not only get to know the bourbon, but you also get to know each other.
Correct.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, so is that a lesson for entrepreneurs as well? Is like, how might you, instead of, again, coming just with the spreadsheet or just being so direct or abrupt or just on a sales call, or I got to sell this maybe there's an opportunity that you can find a space to just get to know people, and maybe things will happen on their own from there. But
correct. So if you go to a restaurant, we'll pick a high-end restaurant like a Del Frisco's, right? And if there's a bourbon tasting at a Del Frisco's, right, and Whiskey Tango Charlie happens to be putting it on, but more importantly, if there's a tasting, it's about $150 to $175 for 4 pours. Who shows up at those tastings?
Yeah,
the who's who
people
of
that
the
can
community.
afford $175.
Right? So if you're looking to meet those people, you need to meet those people where they are and what they enjoy.
Yeah.
So events at country clubs. So country club is a very unique model. When you buy a home in a country club, you're typically held to the HOA, I'm going to call it, right? And you have to spend X amount of dollars in the club. So they have wine tastings and they have bourbon tastings. And you show up at a bourbon tasting, not necessarily to taste and learn about the bourbon, but to learn about other people in the community and what they enjoy and how you can connect with them.
Your neighbors.
Yes.
That's really good because, we bought a house in the community and it was suburbs, what have you. I never thought about, and there's a golf course on the bigger, at the main community. We're not in that part. But my buddy lives in the community. He's like, hey, get the golf membership thing. I want to be a golfer, but I'm not yet. And, but I haven't done that yet. But it sounds like that probably should be a little bit higher on my to-do list because, you may not be the best golfer, but again, everything's about relationships.
It's about relationships.
Stop, hiding out in your house, in your 4 walls, and get out and meet some people. And there may be things that from that lead to something else, that leads to something else. At the very least, you're gonna meet some people.
Yes.
Good things could happen from that. So I think that's awesome. So when's the next Whiskey Tango Charlie event, or how do you guys do events? Where can people find information about Whiskey Tango Charlie?
So we have a website, whiskeytangocharlie.com.
Okay.
Social media that is out there.
Okay.
On Instagram, Facebook, preferably. We've got some other ones, but maybe not used quite as much as they need to.
Yeah.
Right? We've got some YouTube that's out there, but we have a calendar. You can typically go out and look and see where a tasting in your community is, or maybe even have one in your home.
Yeah.
To bring people by and connect with them in a deeper way.
So you could reach out to you guys and host. You could host this yourself.
Yes.
Great for businesses, great for yourself, like you said, or if you're doing something where you got family coming in town, a vacation or something, this could be an event where you kind of say, hey, let's all, a reason I think about that is because I'm going to have a new brother-in-law here soon. And so I know the guy. I know he knows my sister, but there's probably a chance for us to continue to get to know each other, right? And it's things like this that may, there's not really a wall. I do know him, but in the case where there wasn't, it could help bring down that wall even more so we get to know each other better. So I think that's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. So we're going to have to put that in the show notes and make sure people know how to get a hold of Whiskey Tango Charlie. And I think it's great because it's not just whiskey. It's networking, but it's also helping. I like that part about it's helping you not only get to know your palate, which is an interesting, wise thing to do anyway, but it's also helping you get to know yourself and others.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool. So Any event coming up soon that we should know about?
No, they're just normal scheduled events.
Okay,
nothing real big.
We'll have to have you guys come here, and maybe we'll, if we're not getting too wasted on the clock, then maybe we can have Whiskey Tango Charlie here or even for the team here, we can all get to learn our palate as far as it relates to that. But yeah, really cool. Well, great. Any final comments on that?
Yeah, just understand it's not about the juice, and drink responsibly.
It's not about the juice and drink responsibly. It's about who you meet. Relationships are everything, guys. Hopefully, that's something that we've talked about before, but hopefully it really hits home that it's sometimes not about the thing. It's about the relationship that's happening, that the thing just happened to be the spark or the icebreaker that caused it to happen. So thanks again, Troy. Always a pleasure having you. And
Thank you.
Until next time. Whiskey Tango Charlie, everybody. Whiskey Tango Charlie, everybody. Look it up. Check it out. Let's all drink a little bit to the new relationships we're going to create. All right. Until next time. See ya. It's your boy, StephenMotivate. Stay motivated. Peace.